I'd like to make a motion to approve pre-authorized claims and open claims presented for payments between January 21st, 26th and February 3rd, 26th for check numbers 159-953 to 160-047 and e-checks 2833 to 2845 for a grand total of $576,968.27.
Support.
Moved and seconded. Any comments?
Just that it's 26 instead of 25.
Did I do it again?
Go, man. We're gonna charge you
I
an
did
hour every
both
time.
of them this time.
Give us $2.
Yep.
With that change, then, we'll do a roll call.
Johnston,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Brumman.
Yes.
Next order of business,
Thanks, before we go on the main order, can we add something to the agenda?
sure.
Okay, so I'd like to add, did you find out anything else on,
Yep, I'm just looking up one last thing and I'll have it for you.
you need to address a reappointment for the Veterans Affairs Board? Maybe two. Depending on what you find.
Okey dokey. So, once again, there was a request made, last week by the director. You wanna, make a comment or
Yeah,
speak to us at all?
just as I stated in my email, I wasn't sure the process was to get a card through the county, a credit card. I talked to my board, they are in support of me getting one. I have dispatchers that go for training, and of course, they don't do any training in northern Michigan, it's all down south, so we have to put hotels and everything else. And I've been doing it thus far on my personal credit card and then doing reimbursement, and I really don't wanna do that anymore, I'd like to keep them separate. Especially when some hotels wanna see your credit card, or it's kind of makes it awkward, cause it's mine. Not that I think the dispatcher's gonna trash a hotel room or anything, but I'd rather it not be associated with my credit card. So that's when I sent the email to you guys and Stephanie.
I support Kurt having county credit card. But I would like, seems to me that the finance committee can make that decision, that it doesn't have to come to our full board. Nothing wrong with it coming to our full board, but I think I'm perfectly fine if we, on behalf of Kathleen, ask the finance committee to proceed and approve that.
Stephanie?
Here on community bank requires a motion by the board in an approved set of minutes.
Plus, the credit card policy probably speaks to that too.
Yes.
I thought we had one that you just went out or something.
Yeah, I do. I spent 2 hours today doing that for everybody, all the offices that it utilizes for the county's credit card. I would not be opposed if other offices looked in again. I gave up on the bill. I handed it to Trina.
I will move that we authorize a credit card for 911.
I'll support.
The only thing is, I don't know where to look, but get you a copy of the policy for credit card.
Okay,
And then, everywhere possible, and I know it's a pain in the neck and everybody hates it, but you have to, like, the hotels and everything else to get that tax exempt.
okay. Yeah, my board was telling me a little bit about that too, so that's no problem.
That's the hardest part about you, having to go one of those credit cards,
Gotcha, that's no problem.
because, yeah. All right, so we got a motion and support, any support?
Yes.
More support on the floor. Any other comments? Okay, then we'll do a roll call.
Johnston,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Brumman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Next up, interim electrical inspector.
I would move that we, approve the temporary, we call it a temporary or,
By agreement for,
anyway, that. Yes, Andy's electrical, well, actually, it was more authorizing Andy to be the electrical inspector. And I would so move until further notice that he be the electrical inspector for our phone county.
I'll support.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I know they have one,
And
I
I'll
think,
add an authorized chair to sign.
I think finally they have one, maybe two people interested. People interested, but I haven't.
Nobody's actually put a
Officially.
piece of paper in.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Probably half a dozen that have said, yeah.
That sounds interesting, but, yep,
Any other comment? We'll do I guess roll call. Contract,
Brady,
yes.
Small,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes,
Yax.
yes.
Motion carries. Next up. Anderson Tackman and Company audit overview. Sign.
This is the same as every year. Pretty much nothing's changed.
Correct.
I make motion that, agree to all the chair to sign the audit overview.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? This will play that.
Is this where they, I didn't look
Is there
through
a bill
this.
attached to this?
That's what I'm looking for real quick.
Let's do it just in case. We'll do it on a roll call. I don't really breaking it down all the time.
Yax,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Brumman,
no,
Brady,
Yeah, I knew there, yes.
Small.
Yes. I had a little tickle on my sense and said, yeah. Materials Management Planning Program Grant Agreement EGLE. Who wants to speak to this?
I see Terry looking at me.
Yeah.
Terry.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me play catch up here just real quick.
there he is, but Stephanie's got some good information.
Stephanie is
But
going
who
to.
is the individual who is masterminding this, or who is in charge of it? And if it's Stephanie, so be it, then she needs to be going to the meetings and everything else. But if it's not Stephanie, then I think the individual who is ought to be.
We both attend the meetings, so
If you would, Stephanie.
The point is,
I know it.
I'm listening.
the last commissioners meeting, we talked about this agreement that we haven't seen yet. So, Terry has a different point of contact than I do. And I was able to reach out to her and say basically where is that agreement, and she did supply me with one. At first initially it had all of Sheila Scott's information on it, and she's done nothing with this, but we think because it's our Sigma number from the last time we did something with Eagle, it roped in her information automatically. So they did correct it. They did get me the agreement. They gave us 3 dates, basically, the next one's gonna be on February 23rd at 10 o'clock. For all of the entities involved to attend they're gonna have a speaker via Zoom that's gonna pretty much tell us how the reimbursements are gonna work, because I don't think we're the only ones not in the loop. So, spend, receive, Eagle, it's just, there's so many entities involved and so many different, it's kind of convoluted, but I get almost daily emails from this Caitlin, so I knew who to go reach out to. So I think the grant agreement looks good. Tom was in my office. I had him look it over. He said it looked fine. So basically just need a motion to approve the grant agreement. I will submit it to Eagle. And then we will meet on February 23rd to learn how to do the reimbursements. That's where we're at with that.
We'll move. Second. I'm frustrated with the whole process. But it is what it is, and we're mandated to do it, so.
There are all kinds of provisions, if you read this, there's all kinds of provisions for the state to not pay us, to demand additional things, et cetera. But I did not find, maybe it was there, maybe one of you saw it, I did not find any place where there was an out for the county.
You know, like a 30-day out or anything.
Well, they only have 30 days out. I mean, they can get out by sneezing, damn near. I just. Oh, thank you. I would love to have you tell me where it is.
So we're the grantee, not RRC and Alpena, right? We are the grantee. There's all these sub grantees, right?
Right, every entity has its own grantee.
Got it.
Yeah, you all have to have this little thing in place in order to build Eagle. And of course, we have to spend the money first in order, which is a change from the original plan.
Yeah.
It was supposed to, which is the frustrating part. Because we all thought it was gonna be, you know, they're just gonna send us the money and we were going to spend it. Now they've changed it and we have to spend the money first in order to collect it.
So is this do we have to do this grant every year? We have to sign this grant?
This is a one-time good deal.
I think this is one time we each get to spend the money after the first year.
No, it ends, this agreement will end on 12/7.
Yeah, they only provide the funds for the first year,
So we get to
and then it's
redo
on us
this every
every
year.
year.
I do believe it's every year
Every year, okay.
for this 75.
Because I when you look under grantee responsibilities, and there's some stuff like, the grantee shall be solely responsible to pay all applicable taxes and fees, and, all local and permits if required will be the grantee, and blah, 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 blah. But I don't think we're into that yet. But, that will believe, yeah. So if we can look at this in a year, again, for the next funding, that might be good.
So does that cover your 30-day out or whatever, Carolyn? If we have to do this
No,
each year?
is this cover it? No.
I just seen the state. This is about the county.
So,
The state can terminate it, all the way through, the state can terminate. If we sneeze the wrong direction, they can terminate it.
so in other words, if the state terminated it, we wouldn't have to follow what their mandate.
No, incorrect. This, listen, we have to do that no matter what.
Yeah.
This is just an opportunity to get compensated for some of it. That's all it is.
Okay.
So it's not like if we don't sign this, that, we don't have to do trash, recycling, so.
You're right.
I wish it was that,
Okay.
but the fact of the matter is, if we want a chance to try and be reimbursed for any of this, we're stuck to this. Nothing we can do about it.
Very much.
Any other comments?
And again, it's putting a plan together, what RRS is doing, is putting a plan together with our counties, these counties that are doing this. To satisfy what Eagle is requiring us to do. And
We don't know what that plan really looks like, do we?
no, it's in the process, and it won't be done for another year.
Some of the movement of plastic.
When the planets all align,
Line up, there you go. That's
Okay.
your will now.
then we'll know, okay?
Okay. Now I know.
You're,
Any further discussion? Then roll call, please.
Yax,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Brumman,
No,
Small,
Yes.
Brady.
Yes.
Motion carried. Commentary acknowledged. Next up,
I do you.
Veterans Affairs Appointments. Appointment.
There already?
We're there.
So that's just handing me some stuff. So I know from what I understand, Pat Smiley's term expired in October. And Ken Hubbard, so it says renewed at 10/1/23. What do you think that means? Did you write these on here or did Daddy?
The handwritten stuff?
Yeah.
No, my handwriting's way easier than that. But I don't, the year falls off.
So it looks like 2-year appointments because
But
it's,
did you look at the spreadsheet?
yeah. Those show 2 years.
What does the law say? The formation of the board.
Yeah, I know. I asked the board chair that and didn't know.
The VA bylaws?
Yeah,
Well, the state sets up. many of the boards, I'm not saying the state did this one, but many of the boards identify, you can have from X to Y, number of people, and they must be.
So right now, it's on the spreadsheet that we have. The only one we didn't know was Ken Hubbard. And so Pat, it's a 4-year appointment. And Pat's was up in 10/1 of 25. Mac McCormick, who passed, was up in the same time. Jeff Summers goes till 26, Randy Charbonnet goes till 26. Those are all 4-year terms. So I would make the motion to reappoint Patrick Smiley and Ken Hubbard to the Veterans Affairs Board. Both of their terms have expired.
How many members are on the board?
Now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's the new guy that. we
Because there's
just
only
approved.
2 that are not expired. So there needs to be 4.
Yeah, but the other one we just appointed this fall. So Jeff and Randy are both good.
Yes,
So we need Pat and Ken. Oh, James, I'm sorry, and Glynis, same thing. I amended. James Pingo, that he expired also at the same time.
and that's for 4-year terms?
4-year terms,
Do they meet all the qualifications?
yes. All veterans, yeah, they are.
Someone told me that's not true, but, you know, from what I know, it's always been true that if you are going to be on that board, you must be a veteran.
Yeah, the law I read said you have to be a veteran, yeah.
I told the person that told me that, I said, I don't think you're right there.
And then just, if you can get me who you appointed in the fall, you said, or last,
Yeah, the new guy, it's in our minutes, I forget his name. It wasn't?
I don't know,
Oh,
I don't
yes.
not recall
After
any
he
of it.
passed away, the one. that passed away.
Yeah, man, and there was a new guy that came on and. all
I don't say that, I can't remember.
I'll support.
Thank you.
Who supported?
So are you making one motion for all 3 or?
That's the way it sounds.
Who was the second? I'm sorry.
Me.
Dave. So we have Ken Hubbard, Pat Smiley, and James Pengonis. James is. Pengonis, that's what we say at the meeting, but he's served as vice chair, Pat has served as chair, and remember that Ken did have a battle with some cancer, that he was off for a little while, come back, and he does a great job. Great asset for the board.
Could you supply us by next month
Yes,
with a list of?
we'll get the whole thing all
Thank you.
updated.
Any more discussion? And, all those in favor?
Right?
I'd really like a roll call so I can vote yes.
Roll call. Roll call.
I'm
in.
kidding, I'm
Okay,
kidding.
all right.
Don't make her do a roll call.
I don't want somebody that probably wants a roll call, that's all right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Motion. carried. I told you somebody wanted a roll call. Oh, man, okay, the cake today, for a short thing. Going into finance report, we have some accounts that require voting due to some bottom line transfers. Provided to finance, they're in front of you, the first one is for Fund 249. With a new total of $325,750. I'll make that motion first.
Support.
Move to supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Small,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Yachts,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Brumman.
Yes.
Next I'll make a motion to, fund,
You gotta do all 6 lines. This one, because there are activities within a general fund.
but we gotta vote to move these around? It's not bottom line stuff, is it?
For the activities, yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's several things here. Move increase 101,00543 to 20,000. Increase 101,00543,001 to 72,000. Increase in the amount of increase 101,00699 in the amount of 4295, 4,295. And then in expenditure line items, we need to increase line 01707-012. $10,650, line 301-956-001. You have a copy of this, right, Stephanie?
Yes,
Okay, I'm reading this for the public sake, so then, 9350, 426-959-001, 72,000, and 268-977-000, 4295. That is my motion, moved and supported. Any discussion? Roll call.
Small,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Yax,
Well,
Yes.
excuse me, I don't believe that Commissioner Johnson can vote on this.
What is
What is
it?
it for?
Pardon?
Public safety grant?
I
What,
think there's conflict of interest.
is this the one for the academy?
It's appropriation.
I saw public safety grant, I didn't know I didn't know it was for that.
It's the appropriation.
Okay, yeah, I would abstain, then my son is the one who's receiving that stuff. I would abstain.
where was I at? Yax,
Yes.
I'm good with that.
Small,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes,
Brady.
Yes.
Nah, 250 is education training.
I'll do the last one if you would like.
Sure.
Move to modify Fund 516 with an increase of $155,000. It indicates the revenue source from fund balance and it going into the expenditures in the 253.
Support. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Who was the second?
Pilot.
Johnston.
Yeah.
Brady,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Brumman.
Yes,
That's it for finance. We don't have really a report. Otherwise, still trying to clean up 2025. Gonna hand down a lot of things when we find out carried over from last year and how it affects the funds. And that's about it for finance. So if you got anything, Dave?
Nope.
Moving into personnel, I would like to first address, I gave everybody a copy of this. We have to update the LOU, for the clerk position in the registry of deeds office. If you recall, we had an LOU with them for that person to cross over and do some work in the, equalization office, and, now we are back to the, so how it reads is, I'm not gonna read it out loud, but anyway, we're gonna go back to, them being just full-time in the registry of deeds office. And I need to make a motion and for the approve and the chair to sign the LOU. Support, who is supported?
what effect is this going to have on the equalization office then?
So she was in there working as on a special project. Special project will go on hold. It wasn't mandatory for that project to happen. So she was essentially converting files to digital. That's stalled until we find money to budget another person in there.
I think it would be better to say that if the project will go on, but not as fast, because
Right.
if staff at the time has opportunities to work on it, they.
Yeah, I mean, they're short staffed and that's what.
Just saying.
But yeah, it's gonna hold on for a while, so we figure out how to.
If you got time to lean, you got time to scan. Just saying.
That's good.
Motion's on the table. Any other comment? We'll need a roll call for this too.
Brumman,
Yes,
Yax,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
May I have personnel, gentlemen?
Talk about emergency management.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So last month, I asked everybody to go home and think about emergency manager compensation, and I'm gonna start to open the conversation, like make a motion to award, not award, but to starting next pay period, a 3% increase for the emergency manager salary. Or move to support it. That's the start of the conversation. So, it's been brought up by several parties that, in the past has been a contractual scenario, as this person probably employed this person, but, currently, and in the since the last contracted person ceased to work for us, it's been just a additional responsibility of an existing full-time employee. So, I mean, if you wanna be critical or about the verbiage, when you say, no, all non-union full-time employees get a 3%, that would theoretically include that person. Now, it could be voted by a board member or three to say, we would prefer that, we do not treat that as the same thing, but we'll need a motion to do that. But the motion on the table right now is 3% raise for emergency manager.
On this contract.
He doesn't have a contract.
Employee pay.
It's 25,000 a year.
It's not a contract, it's just as a stated amount. but
So
it's-
it'll be 3% on that.
Yeah, well, whatever it is now, I think he already got one, to be honest, last year or something like that.
Yeah,
It made it through the cracks.
Well, he was treated as an employee instead of, I think this year, and yeah. Wait a minute, maybe he's contracted, that's what happened.
It was reviewed, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
It needed to be reviewed and addressed by the board, so
So the motion is to.
go ahead,
3% on what he's.
starting the next pay period. Any other comments?
That's how much a year.
Yep.
750.
Yep.
You get it.
I guess I wonder if. I have not, but if. Their value to send down, there already exists one, in my eyes. As 1/5 of the board, but as a. Very important responsibility. As EMS director. And emergency management has value and it's important. I guess I would almost have to list EMS as primary. But I wonder if we're asking him to do too much.
Do you suggest we taking it away from him?
No. I'm saying I think we should have an answer. Are we overloaded? Unreasonable.
What does he say?
I haven't asked him.
Oh, okay.
No, I said, I have not had the discussion with him. But,
We've talked, I talked with him, I don't think he would say that, I think he would say he's perfectly capable to do both, but you know, Scott, that's what he would say, because he's that kind of person. I think that the onus or the burden is on us, or either one of the jobs not being done adequately because of overwork. And at this point, I would say no, nothing that I have seen or noticed that would indicate that something's not getting cared for, unless somebody else is seeing something.
we haven't had an exercise in a couple of years. Haven't had any full scale exercise.
Last year you did.
I was gonna say, last year, didn't they have a dam one, and I'm gonna.
The ice storm,
You would know.
ice storm, you,
What was your question?
All the exercise thing.
The exercise for, when was the dam exercise they had? Was that a year ago or 2
The
years?
storm damage?
No.
So,
What damage are you talking about?
The pretend dam, when the
Breaks.
dam breaks and,
Last year.
Oh, the exercise?
yeah,
Yeah, well, it's coming up in March of this year, so it's usually done every year, so probably would have been about March last year.
So then if there's one coming up, then that's fine.
The elected officials haven't had any trainings in years.
thanks a lot. It's true. All right, so any more discussion? The alternative is this, is that if 3 people wrote this down, then we'll have to somebody will have to make a motion to figure out how we're gonna handle this in the future. So I'm just FYI, I'm not trying to say, don't do what you feel, I'm just trying to tell you what we have to do.
How much did they make you at that?
Well, I don't know the exact number, because like I said, it was 25,000. But I know for 1 year at least, there was an increase,
Correct.
so it could be 26.
so it's gonna be
I think
between
it's
750.
I think it's 25,800 some dollars.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Less than we were.
My approach to the question about the decrease is. he's doing a job. In retrospect, it's similar to everybody else, to the description of the job description. But, I mean, I'm not for a moment suggesting that his job is the same as the clerk's. But the clerk has a set of responsibilities here, she's fulfilling them, and she deserves and should get that raise, that 3% raise. Same thing is true if we are okay with everything, then why should we, for a moment, questioning and challenging that raise?
And I think you're right. We hired him as an employee for that job because of his current job at DMS, and so he would be able to enjoy that. Now, and we haven't, so the alternative would be, he would have the opportunity to end the contract and renegotiate a new amount for a higher amount, but we don't do
He's
that.
an employee
Exactly.
in
So
that position.
he's not been afforded that opportunity to do that, so in place of him being able to renegotiate his contract on a yearly basis for a higher amount, we just have him as an employee and give him a raise. Does that make sense? He's an employee, that's what he's accepted, but with that, he gets a raise. Like everybody else does. If he was a private contractor, he probably would not keep doing it for nothing. He would have come in and said, hey, I want to renegotiate for a higher amount, but he doesn't do that.
Yeah, and it's stated for 25 years.
Yeah.
Go back to Tim London's days, and I think it's
Yeah.
right.
When the position wasn't an employee, then it was a contracted position. Now we have an employee who's doing it. So
I think it's real shining for.
Any more discussion? Then we'll do a roll call.
Yax,
Yes.
Johnston,
yes.
Brumman,
Yes,
Brady,
Yes.
Small.
Yes.
All right. That was one group. Well, we don't approve thing. Treasurer's report, she's not here today. At an important conference to learn treasurer stuff to bring back and for the benefit of our county. We'll move on to the clerk's report.
I'll take up first spot because I got lots.
All right.
Okay. In your packets is a fee schedule for our office that I am requesting these changes be made. The first one, the cremation permit fee, that was set by, back up actually when we were with MIFSM. And that fee went from the $20 that we used to charge the funeral homes to $50. And then when PEG, I can't remember, Michigan MMMEG took over, they also had it at $50. So that's really just an update that needs to be approved by you if you accept all these changes. We are getting a lot of FOIAs that want information on thumb drives now. So, John just worked on a quite large one, and, I think that we should be charging a flat rate fee for those thumb drives. And plus, when you go down to the post office and you have a thumb drive in your mail, they feel it. It's considered an object that's large that requires extra postage. So I'd like to see at least a minimum $3 for postage on that. Marriage license waivers, it was brought up in a county clerk's discussion group. Every year we share, all 83 counties share what they charge for their vital records. And ours are pretty, for our county size, are those, what we charge are good fees. But there ended up being an MCL that said if there was an individual that was an elderly for a birth certificate only over the age of 65, we couldn't charge the $15 that we had been charging. So we had to set the new vital fees with the state to put a $14 with a $5 additional fee. We were not doing that because I wasn't aware of it. The next one is in regard to the marriage licenses in the summer, especially when the girls at the window go, well, if you don't want to come back, there's an additional $20 fee. And they just want to pay the $20 fees. They want it waived and they want to walk away with their marriage license. Under this MCL, you can charge for any expedited vital record a $25 fee. So I'd like to see that increase from 20 to 25, the maximum that we can charge. Also, this is an election year, so the custom voter list, a lot of people like those on thumb drives. If they want to do a mailing, they can mail merge off of a CVS file onto the thumb drive. And then also the voters' names, if they like them on labels, if they want to do a mailing, and that's like the quickest, easiest way to do anything. So, rather, it used to be 3 cents a name, I'd rather just charge $1 per sheet of labels.
We provide the label.
It's
That's
right
it.
out of the qualified
That's
voter
it.
file system, it's super easy.
I challenge the FOIA thumb drive at 25. In theory, or, well, as good as my understanding, and I've been wrong before, and I've been right myself a few times, but that we can charge on an hourly rate what the lowest paid person who is capable of doing what it is that needs to be done. And it's quite an effort, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but it's quite an effort to pull those together if you're going through, God only knows how many emails, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I just think $25 is a steal.
That's just for the thumb drive.
Oh, that's just for the device itself.
Oh, that.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So the
thank
recent
you very
FOIA
much.
included John's hourly wage, because he's the only one, the lowest paid person that can do that is himself, because he's the only one that can do it. So I have to take his salary, the time that it took, plus this thumb drive, plus
You
the
get to take
shipping.
all of his expense, his payroll expenses, which is salary plus benefits. I'm pretty sure of that.
It is.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty much just-
Buy it, basically. It's more work on myself to figure out all the benefits and stuff, so,
I'll do
But-
that one for you.
yeah. So no, it's just the actual thumb drive itself.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I thought, oh, I know that they spend more time than that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I still would have no problem with moving it up to
And it's gonna be
40 or
more
50 bucks.
common. I can get like 6 of them at a decent price, so that have the minimum requirement formatting that John needs, he's able to do it. Now, if there was a certain case where it was a huge one, yeah, then we'd have to up the gigs and up the price, yeah. So that's a request for a motion to approve these fees.
I would move that we accept the recommended fees set by the county clerk's office and that they go into effect March 1st. When would you like to go into effect? March 1st?
Yeah, the one that was really in effect right now was just that cremation permit fee, because that was set by the medical examiners.
I'll support.
Moved and seconded. Any more comments? Roll call.
Small,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yeah.
Brumman,
Yes.
Yaxt.
Yes.
What else you got, Stephanie?
That was just one thing.
All right.
Okay, next. Like working with Terry on the MMP, I also work with Carolyn on the opioid reporting and whatnot. In your packet, you'll see, where'd it go? Well, as soon as I find it,
Not mine?
well, I might, because I found it. We got this email on February 3rd. And it references that, back in December, on December 10th, when this letter was written, you got an email. Well, I went through all my emails, the clerk email and my company seller email. When we never got an email on this, giving us any forewarning that this extensive reporting was gonna be due. So this is gonna be some work, and I'm more than happy to work with you on it, and it's basically gonna be the whole opioid fund. And running through the general ledger, those lines with activity, showing exactly what all monies were spent on back to 2023.
None of that will be general fund though. Are we talking about the opioid?
Yeah, no, just out of the general ledger. I can look at the activity out of that fund.
And it won't be the general ledger either, really, because it's going out on a separate checkbook.
But it goes through AP.
Probably.
Yeah, I can track it,
Okay.
and I can print
That's not
those.
necessary, because we can do that.
Well, they gave us until the 16th to report on everything that's been spent out of the opioid fund for the past 3 years. No warning whatsoever, so I will get with you on this, Carolyn, because that's gonna take some combined effort for sure. Okay, Tina finished the W-2s and 1099s. Those all went out on time. She got the pays done and the special pays and all that fun stuff for the first of the year, so she can finally catch a breath. Brooke has had an extensive amount of court. I don't know what is, court is just more time consuming. It's like we have somewhat fewer cases, but way more paperwork. So she's not able to stay caught up. So Trina is helping her out and doing court. It's taking 2 people. It's just, it's more work, I guess. Building department, applications, I have here, I think that ad went through the end of this month. There have been, a few really good applicants for sure. But one holding the current electrical inspector's license that Dan's looking for as this person that you just appointed in the interim. He did notify the other 2 applicants that, between now and the time of hiring, you just need to take this course and get your electrical inspector's license, and he hasn't really heard back from them. So we'll keep you updated, myself or Dan on that. Last week, we got a phone call the day after you were in, Craig, and a lady wanted to know what the status of her resume was for the executive board secretary position, and I said, Tina took the call. I told Craig I've had no applicants. Got with John, and I was only seeing the electrical inspector ads come in. I wasn't seeing any of the executive board secretaries. Once he connected me in, 16 applications came in. Since then, you're up to 23 sets of applications that I have here. You have no deadline on Indeed. So when do you want to cut that off? Review these applications, set up interviews, have John cut off the advertisement on Indeed, like this Friday?
Yeah, I think so. We got
Because they
plenty.
are starting to dwindle
Yeah,
significantly.
this
But
Friday is a good cutoff, and then, Craig and I need to get together. We have all everybody here to review and talk about. As far as, status reports, I mean, there's no obligation for us to say one way or the other where we're at. People call in to say it's under review, basically, right?
all I told her was, the advertisement's not done yet. I just had Tina say that, and I'm like, well, I'm not getting any resumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, we were. Okay. I think that might be all I have. Oh, in your communications, I have a full set of the Village of Lincoln's master plan. I always keep the most up to date in individual binders in the vault. So we always have the latest for every township's master plan if you ever need to get in there for any reason. So if you want to look at that, I do have the complete copy. And MMRMA has their annual report, and then consumers sent this whole folder, and it was just kind of, it says it's a general education packet. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Sheriff's report.
It will be very, very short. Well, to give you an update on where we're at on our 800 megahertz radio project. We are halfway completed on that. If you remember correctly, it was a 2-year project. The way that we got here, just to give a little bit of history, is that those radios were over 20 years old. They were starting to malfunction. And, the state let us know that the federal government was requiring that that radios be encrypted. So we were able to get the grant, to pay for the radios through our Homeland Security, grant. And that paid for half of it this year, and then we'll pay for, in 2025, and then we'll pay for the other half here in 2026. Those have all been installed, and I just filed paperwork yesterday for the reimbursement on that. So we'll get $29,611.76 back on a reimbursement. The only thing they wouldn't cover was, which you can't get on a grant, is there's a warranty in there. So you cannot use grant money for the warranty, because it extends out past this year, or past the year of fiscal year 25. So what they did, what Melissa up there did, was she prorated it, at least for that year. So we're out about $730, I think, was that didn't get covered. But that project, again, all those radios have been installed, so we're halfway there, and we should be halfway there, or finished with them this year. You've already talked about the appropriation, the $20,000 that we got through the Public Safety Academy Assistance Program. That, again, I just got last week. And that will cover the $9,318 for the tuition, and the rest of the $10,682 that's left will go towards wages. But that's going really well. He's finished his 4th week. He's into his 5th week. And that's going really well. Other than that, the only other thing that I will tell you is that we are waiting still, for fiscal year 25, allotment, I guess, for lack of a better term, from our Stone Garden grant. That's the grant that we go through with the US Border Patrol. They're telling us to just be patient, that the feds are kind of running behind here, so. But I'm anticipating that probably within the next couple of weeks. We always have a general dollar amount that we know that we're probably gonna get, and I expect probably the same thing again this year, so. With that, that's it. Questions? No, good.
Thanks bunch. Ready reports, we'll start with Carolyn today.
911, we, probably the highlight of there is they're moving forward with a mass notification. They're doing training now. It's a 6-week training, correctly, and, very favorable. The training and everything is going very well, and I'm pleased that our director is very pleased with the company and with how things are progressing. And so, and is, when she is ready, we will be getting a demonstration. So, I was working on pulling the FOIA stuff together for the CLID, and they were 2 different ones. Stephanie had a CLID one to do, and those of us on the CLID board had a different one to do over a different time frame and a different set of circumstances. But I got mine in, and she's gotten hers in, so. Sunrise Center in Alpena, we had, we have a new exec, or CEO, I'm sorry. And, there were changes, as I shared with you some time ago, 3 or 4 months ago, on how the funding for inpatient and outpatient treatment is being handled. And, so we have determined we're going to do a sort of a reset for ourselves, have a couple study sessions and do a reset from the board's perspective, so. The other thing and the last thing, and I think I put at your places, something that was sent to Sheila. Yeah. Okay. I would like to have our board authorize, a letter that Adam would send out. I do not have the letter written, but I will be happy to write it if you would like me to. I urge you to take this to your townships, to take this to the churches, to take it to your drinking buddies, anybody you want to. But, the piece of equipment that they are talking about, that DNR is looking at, what is able to sight and smell, for lack of a better, they can detect smoke and fire from an extreme distance. And for Alcona County, we would need, their recommendation would be 2 of them. Now, from about this far up on the mitten, they were saying we would need 44. Much of that area was affected by the ice storm, including us certainly. And as DNR is looking at it, there is more kindling to start a really good fire laying around North Michigan now since that ice storm than one could ever imagine. This piece of equipment, as I said, they need 44 to do what they would like to do in northern Michigan. They come in packs of 2, so they would need 22 packs. And that cost is in excess of $1 million. But it also, and I've spoken with one of the individuals who has seen this demonstrated. Apparently it's quite impressive, but the more communications that DNR gets to process to go move forward on this and do this, the better chance we have of it happening. And we were fortunate, we didn't have as much as if you drive even Alpena. The limbs and things that are laying around, if you get on any back roads at all, it's scary if you think about the fires. And it could, if we can get them through indicating our desire, if fire department, if townships, if churches, if anybody, let's have a stage. And we've got to protect it. And this is our world we're living in Northeast Michigan, and we need to try to protect it. And I think by urging DNR to spend this kind of money on this type of a project is very valuable for all of us. So I urge you to, on the last attachment is the address, it's a double, and it basically you need to say, or if you're getting somebody to do it, your neighbor or whomever, or a family member. It just needs to indicate that you are in support of them doing further, not really research, consideration. But if they've done the research, they know what it's being done in other states. And they know that, they know what it can do. But we need to push that envelope as far as we're able to push it. If you recall, I hate to bring this up, but with the radios and the towers and so on, Capitol, they said that they had a better response out of Alcona County than any other place. And I think we can do that. And so I guess I'm asking you to reach out to whomever you're able to. And it doesn't matter if they don't live in Alcona County. We need it for Northeast Michigan. They need 44 of these to cover what they feel is important to cover. So let's get on the bandwagon and push them over the line. And that's all I have.
Okay, Terry.
attended a TVCA meeting up in Altoona. They're might be getting done with their roof in the next month or two. It's been an ongoing project for them for a number of years. They're about ready to go through their audit. And that's all I've got.
I'm gonna attend a meeting Monday, with Consumers Energy and Dustin Township Supervisor and the Harrison Township Supervisor, in regards to expansion of the solar project. More solar, farm scenarios happening, they're gonna apply for it in the future, so. News after I find out. Dave.
Oh, I attended a library board, meeting this week. They are actually working on putting together a millage for this August. Denise Barr is actually retiring into this year. I attended a Department of Health meeting. I think probably the big thing I got out of that is they're looking at different investment instruments. It's called Michigan Class. It's not MIDC protected, but it's FDIC, but they have, it's approved to have governmental agencies.
The road commission currently uses class.
Okay. So it's just a governmental investment program. So then I was at Northern Michigan Association of Counties meeting. Lansing is pretty mired up, it seems like, but then somehow the Senate does have another bill for the septic tank legislation. Where that goes, we have no idea, but that's. All right.
Great, yeah, road commission, everything seems to be going along, you guys are enjoying the snow and the cold weather. The winter is all pretty heavy, I know we did say that, I don't know if you've noticed, but probably road restrictions will be on until June this year. How bad the roads are, I mean, they are bumpy, so frost is going deep, we're gonna see road makers. None of you probably, anybody with a truck is gonna have a problem. Veterans Affairs, attended their meeting, didn't know at the time that Pat was not on the board then, but he was elected chair and Pingonis was elected vice chair. Thing that he did tell me this morning, I did not see it on the internet, I looked it up on the news. So Brian Love, who was the executive director for MBAA, is no longer executive director for MBAA. I don't know who the new person is, if you remember. I think Tony updated us here that MBAA made a screw up in their accounting and tried to took $3.5 million from all the counties last year because they didn't have enough money to spread it around. And this guy, his head was the one they took off, I think, because of it. So I don't know what's gonna happen, who the new director is for that. Only thing I would add is on DHD, so you might get calls in the future here, so the state did change something on septic codes that, so non-residential, commercial businesses that are gonna get a septic tank will now have to go through state septic code, not our local code. So there, what used to be a dollar amount, I think it was $15,000. If it got over 15,000, that it jumped into the state code. Well, 15,000 is nothing now. Everybody jumps into it. So the state has taken a hold of it, which is going to cause a lot of extra costs. So there's, I think Mankato, the St. Raphael's Church, automatically put them into a big, so you get for a commercial site, state code is much more restricted than the local code. They have to have engineering, so that'll be another at least $5,000 cost for any kind of like something. So that would mean that's any commercial. So if you're a hairdresser or any commercial entity, so yeah, it's a little bit of an overreach. It's going to be prohibitive for some businesses who want to get a septic system put in.
Still small business.
Really hard on a small business to try to do that. Yeah. So in the past, they were able to work through our local sanitarians and get stuff done, but that is at this point not going to happen. So may get a call if there's somebody trying to open a business and they find out they got a $25,000 bill. They're going to call their commissioner and complain. So that's all I had.
Okay,
Called the state rep.
Yeah.
communications in your packet, cruise at your leisure, last section of public comment.
Adam,
Yes.
I just had a couple real quick. I did want to mention too that Trina is currently, she's gonna be attending a Zoom meeting with Acrisure and where they're at in the audit process and whatever project she's currently working on with them. And I can't say enough about Acrisure. They're just wonderful. I'm so thankful to you guys for approving that 3-year contract with them. And to bring us all, up into compliance with things either we did know or didn't know about. They have that legal backing, so it's wonderful if we make a phone call and, these are the things that they're good at. They, like Tom, he was great, but he's a criminal attorney, so always going back to him for HR things, probably, he would have to research it. The other thing, my question was a letter of support, but Carolyn went over that. And I just want to say, it's just a suggestion, but, I have a friend, her hunting camp's not even in this county, way up on 65. They have a landline that runs off of a, solar panel that's in the front yard of the hunting camp because it's 2 miles back into the woods. So if there was an accident out there, they are able to have a landline with that solar panel so that we're able to call 911. Just a suggestion. I don't know anything about it other than that, but if you want to Google that.
I've checked with a lot of different things, like I said, the phone company that I got a hold of told me that the lines haven't been maintained out there, there was one back in there. And they would have to run a new line, and that would cost me $13,000 to have somebody put in the landline at my house.
See, they're 2 miles back in the woods. And I know they didn't spend $13,000. So there's gotta be some other way around that. Like I said, I don't know enough about it.
A mile, give or take, because I know when I walk from my house to the mailbox, which is about a quarter of the way, once you get there on Native Road, that's like a 0.6 mile hike every day to go back and forth to collect the mail. But I'd rather live there than have an next door neighbor.
That's all I had.
Thank you for the info.
Okay, then public comment. Anybody? Yes, sir.
About the thing here for the fires, something else that you might wanna mention to them, and I'm in agreement with some of the stuff that they're doing here. Because another problem that isn't mentioned is the oak wilt problem that Alcona County has. I mean, I bought right after the Huron National Forest, and this oak wilt is gonna be biting everybody in the butt for the next 20 or 30 years. Even when they take out the trees, that stays in the ground for 2.5 years and affects any other tree and trees that are coming in.
And remember, I said to go to your township board because some of them have passed on their village, on their tax rolls to treat certain townships. So you might wanna go to your township board as
Right,
well.
well, we've even had to try to talk with consumers because they have stuff right now, I guarantee you, there's trees out there that are along your line, but they only come in and cut at certain times because they're in like a 7 or an 8 year cycle. And that's something that they're gonna have to pass legislation on in order to get consumers to go down there to take out these trees. Because some of them, when they come down, they will take out the power line. And you just heard what I have to go through for 911.
Mhm.
It's not gonna work, so by the time I'm able to call and say, hey, the forest is on fire, you guys aren't gonna stop it. You're gonna be backing up several miles going, let's hope we can keep it here.
All right, anybody else public comment? Then Commissioner, additional comments, anyone?
I do have one. Some of you go back as far as I do with Jay Jacobs. He was a fantastic consumers rep. He helped us come out in a number of cases. He was a joy to work with. And when we knew he was leaving and I went to his retirement, I thought, oh, all of this working together is out the window, but Rich Castle walked in and I think those of you who've been fortunate enough to work with him know that he completely filled Jay's shoes and has done a wonderful job. Fortunately, he will not be with us any longer. He is taking a new position with consumers and then will shortly after that be moving on. So anyway.
Rich Castle? Oh, interesting.
So I would certainly express my appreciation for all the riches that I have been able to work with. And, his contributions to Alcona County and to our region have been significant in my eyes.
Agreed.
So easy to get a hold of.
Anybody else? Then we'll be adjourned until Wednesday, February 8th.
For a second, and I'm just gonna get up and walk right off.